Y'all are going to get enough of calling Kanye crazy, and I'm going to tell you why. Y'all think that man's crazy when he's literally doing the same thing that your best friend does on a regular basis after they break up with their little boyfriend or girlfriend. But y'all want to call Kanye crazy. Look, y'all going to hear me say the same thing repeatedly in this video. I'm going to say that we do not know their situation, nor do we know what's actually going on or being said in that situation. I'm also going to say, I do not and will never approve of people giving attention to people who do not want those people's attention, aka stalking. But even in the midst of me saying all that, there's going to be some idiot that pops up and says, oh my God, I can't believe you agree with. And that's not what I'm saying. I don't agree with anything. Because once again, we don't know the situation or what's going on in that situation. Now let's get to it. For the record, I do not know anything about what's going on in their situation, nor do I follow or pay attention to. I just want to call out the hypocrisy in a lot of people who want to sit up there and point fingers at Kanye and say that he's lost his mind and gone crazy. Perfect example. People are like, why would you keep bothering somebody whenever you split up and broke up and you're over here worried about what they're doing? Seriously. Because you don't have any friends or family or yourself who's ever actually wanted to know what was going on with an ex after you broke up. You never checked their Instagram, their story, or their Facebook. You never had friends or family tell you who they were out with when they went to the party, or the mall, or the club. Your friends has never asked you, did you see their ex at the club or at somebody else's wedding or event or anything? Never happened, right? Nobody's ever had to deal with that. We don't know anybody that does that, and we've never done that ourselves, correct? I literally know people that make fake pages just to keep a track on their ex to see what they're doing. I know people who have friends on their ex's pages and ask their friends all the time what their ex is doing. So unless you're calling your friend and your family or yourself crazy, you might want to stop calling him crazy as well. Now, once again, I do not approve of giving people unwanted attention if they don't want your attention. But we do not know what's going on in that situation. Perfect example. Kanye had a truck full of roses delivered to Kim on Valentine's Day, but she has a boyfriend, so he must be stalking and harassing her, right? I've seen people in situations like this before where the girl actually tells the guy that if you want me back, you need to win me back. You need to prove you want me back. You need to prove and show everybody that you are sorry and you want me back in your life. You want your family back and everything. And the man will go above and beyond, from phone calls to dinner dates to flowers to teddy bears to anything and everything to basically say, hey, listen, I really want to work this out with you. And guess what happens? The woman normally goes and reports it to her attorney and says that you're harassing her or bothering her and everything else. She doesn't mention that she actually told you that she wants you to win her back, but she would pretty much say that you are harassing and bothering her. And anybody from the outside looking in is going to go, oh my God, why are you bothering her? Why won't you just let her live her life? Let her be happy. But they don't know that she actually told you to win her back. But see, once again, we don't know what's going on in that situation. So then people are like, well, Kanye's crazy. I mean, he got mad because his daughter was on TikTok. Do you know what goes on TikTok? Have you seen some of those videos on TikTok? A lot of them are not child appropriate. See, I've allowed my daughter to use TikTok under my supervision on my phone. You understand? There's a big difference between that and having your own account, you know? Because normally once that child gets their own account, it's less supervised because a lot of these parents out there use their kids' phones as babysitters and they don't really care what the kid is doing as long as it's keeping them occupied. So to have concern about your young child having something like TikTok where they have the type of stuff they have on there, it's understandable. At the same time, some of his own music isn't stuff that his child should listen to. But anyway, you get the point. There's a reason for concern whenever you have a young child that does want to be on some sort of social media like that. But of course, people, oh no, no, you need to just let her parent her way and blah blah blah. Like because the child is only one person's child, he doesn't get a say in actually what happens and goes on with his child. It's funny. I actually had the same situation with my daughter on TikTok, and brought the same concern up to her mother at the time, who, proceeded to act the same way a lot of you people out there are acting, where it's not my business if she's on TikTok or not. And then next thing you know, she's doing a dance to Cardi B's WAP. But see, to a lot of you, I'll be considered crazy too because I did not approve of something like that. Then you have Kanye saying that she's not allowing him to see her children, which majority of women are going to go, I don't believe that. I know, because no woman ever uses their child as a pawn to basically have power over the man. Ever. Doesn't happen. Never, ever, ever. I used to call to speak to my daughter. I had a certain time I had to call by. I believe it was 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that. If I was 1 minute late, the phone wasn't answered. I literally had to make sure my phone time was the exact same time as hers on her phone. That way I could make sure I was able to call at the exact right time. But guess what people thought? You're harassing her. You're bothering her. You're all in her business because you're trying to match your phone time with hers. Yeah, because I like to speak to my child. And I don't want to miss out because I'm 60 seconds late. But that just made me look crazy. I mean, here I am texting to try to, coordinate our phone times because I'm crazy, not because I want to speak to my kid. Then enter Pete Davidson. First of all, let me tell you something. Any man who really loves his children is not going to be happy that another man is actually getting to spend more time with his kids than he is. Then you add in the fact that it's somebody you probably know. And let's be honest, majority of us aren't going to be happy in that situation. But here comes the hypocrisy. See, we're all over here acting like we wouldn't care if somebody else was basically helping to raise our children or around our children on a daily basis. But I could swear, I could probably name a few people off the top of my head and seen so many posts where, I know what, he bet not let that chick touch her hair. He bet not let that girl do this and this with my daughter. He bet not let this girl do this and this with my son. But as a father with daughters, I'm going to tell you now, it matters to us which men you decide to put into our daughters' lives. Call it bad parenting if you want to, but I'm sorry, there's a lot of stuff that goes on with little girls that we want to make sure doesn't happen to ours. And I get it, this guy's a celebrity, but who's to say what has and hasn't happened in his life? Nobody knows. So it does matter whether or not you do or don't put another man in your daughter's life. But once again, that just makes guys crazy. When a man says to her, if you decide to date somebody else, I would like to know the guy that you're actually putting in our child's life. That just makes the guy look crazy because you shouldn't be concerned with stuff like that. Let her live her life. Let her be happy. Let her be happy. You leave her alone. It's not about her. That's what a lot of y'all keep forgetting. It's not about the woman. It's about our child a lot of times. We want to make sure that they're going to be around somebody who's going to be a great influence and not somebody who they need to worry about being around their child. If a local known crackhead was basically dating your ex, wouldn't you want to know if that person was going to be the person that was going to be around your child on a regular basis? Probably, right? No difference. But then again, like I said, most of us don't really want somebody else hanging around our child like that anyway. It's not insecurity, it's just a parenting thing. See, one thing I learned is people can make people look crazy. I actually did a video about that, about how guys can make women look crazy and then we call them crazy and all this other stuff, but a lot of times they're not crazy. It's just people put people in situations that make them look crazy. And because of that view, I've learned to stop assuming that people are just psychos for no reason. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. Who knows? I'm not in a situation. I don't know exactly what's going on in the situation. I'm just telling you that a lot of people would probably think I was crazy back in the days because of some of the same type of stuff, but they didn't know the whole story as to why people do the things they do. In the end, while people continue to post stuff and talk about how this is very serious and people should take this serious and this is not a laughing matter and he's showing he's crazy and all these people live in relationships like this shouldn't even find this funny. Let me tell you something. If you're that scared, get a restraining order. If it's that bad, get a restraining order. Doesn't take long, okay? Really doesn't. If she's that worried, and she's involved in the law now, so why hasn't she just went and got a restraining order just to keep him from, popping up? Oh, Daniel, it's because she doesn't want to interfere with him and his children. But he already said he's not seeing his children anyway. So, I mean, if he's going to claim that, why not go ahead and protect yourself and get a restraining order? But then again, like I said, I'm not in their relationship, their situation, and I don't know everything that's going on. But I do not approve of people giving people attention when they don't want that person's attention. All I'm saying is, we don't know if that person does or doesn't actually want that person's attention. Because people say one thing, and then next thing you know, 2 weeks later, 2 months later, they're back together again. So, don't be so quick to judge. I mean, once again, we don't know their situation. And honestly, I don't care. I just want to make the video just to point out that sometimes there's other things that actually cause people to do the things that they're doing. So don't be so quick to call people crazy because you don't know the whole situation. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. You can spend it how you want to. Don't forget, follow Daddy's 2 Cents on Instagram, like Daddy's 2 Cents on Facebook, and you can also subscribe on YouTube for more videos. All right, peace.